Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Dan Rawitz here, University of Options, with your daily market update and trade recap. Let's do the market update real quick. So, to begin with, we talked yesterday about the potential of a pretty big rally if and only if we could clear this 427 GEX level. Now it appears the exposures have moved down a little bit to 426. That could actually act as support since we're above it. We never really got away from 427. We hung around all day. We did close right on 428, which is a pretty big dark pool area. But what's significant here is how the GEX level is climbing, and it climbs once you get past this 426 level. So this is potentially extremely bullish. The market was never really able to take off. I feel like the Dow and the Nasdaq kept holding it down every time it tried to run. We did have some pretty much all day green options flow. You see the green line, that was good. Now, the big fat red is the GEX level. That's the gamma exposure for the dealers. And that is in the 427, 427.10 level. This is why we kept being drawn down to it. This is why I said we're going to have to be able to climb away from it. At the end of the day, we did. But yeah, this big, fat, whopping dark pool at 428.10, that's right exactly where we closed. And we just couldn't get above it. We tried so many times today to get above it. That's why knowing these levels is really important when you're trading, so you're not surprised when something is rejected. So there's that. The next picture is really bullish. So bullish, I'm actually surprised more didn't happen today. And this is your time cycle data. You can see here that the NASDAQ is pointing straight up, not straight up, but it's up pretty high. The long term is going up. That's very bullish. This Dow straight up, flat here, but this is bullish. And then the S&P now pointing up with the long term up. It's a very bullish picture. I really do anticipate a meaningful rally here. You can see here that the projected time cycles right up. Same thing with the NASDAQ. So probably good times ahead unless you're short. And then, of course, the big money. This is a little bit more not as obvious to me. First of all, you can see the big money index closed yesterday at 428.2, and the day before it's 428.3. So pretty flat, but certainly not necessarily buying a lot. If you scroll down here to the buy-sell specifics, all buying, very little selling, just not as much as the day before. But still, I think you could call this a buying trend for the big money. It'll be interesting to see what this looks like tomorrow. This will tell us a lot tomorrow. And big picture, again, I think the market could continue to climb. I think that's enough about that. So trading, interesting day. Lee had a much better day than I have. I feel like I say that too much. But you know, I'm teaching 2 classes and blah, blah, blah. I did make money, but just barely. Here's the trade log. Remember, you guys can have this if you want. We log every single trade. For today's, for some reason, Lee's are all at the top. You see he had 1 loss and 6 wins. And I think he totaled out at $44 a contract. I'm sure he's pissed because his daily goal is 50 and he rarely doesn't make his daily goal. My daily goal is much more humble, 25 to 30, just because I can't be 100% focused on trading as I wish I could. Well, I don't wish I could. I've made a choice not to. So then I'm down here and I had 2 losses today. And what really hurt was the very first trade I took, and I took a pretty big loss. I'm going to show you what that looks like. I did scramble throughout the day and end up getting even and slightly profitable. That was my goal. But it kind of stinks first thing in the morning to have your goal be to break even. And that's what happens when you start with these bigger losses. Lots of times I take these big losses and I can look in the mirror and go, that was just stupid. This was just one of those things. I was in and out of this trade in 1 minute. That's how fast the market reversed on us. So let's go through them real quick. First, I'll just quickly show you these numbers. So there's Lee, 6 and 1, 44 contract. Again, if you trade 40 contracts, that's $1,760 for the day. I'm 5 wins, 2 losses, and I made a whopping 120 bucks. But it beats nothing. And what's more important is yesterday I was up 66, and today 3. So almost 70 bucks for 2 days. That's an average of just under 35 a day. My daily goal is 25 to 30. So I'm still pretty happy for the week. It was just a weird day. I made it a weird day. How's that? Let's look at the trades. Yep. So here's that morning trade. You can see I just had a beautiful knack of catching the bottom perfectly. And the whole thing is, I really don't know why I entered it so late. I've been racking my brain on this one. I know the 200-day moving average was a factor, as it should be. But if you think about it, we had the bear signal up here. There's no dots, so you just have to clear this wick right here. And so this trade validated all the way up here, and the chop had dropped okay. It was below the 50, but I already know, now I can tell you, I was looking for a bigger drop in the chop index. That's this guy down here. And I was looking for a close below the 200. Well, I got it here perfectly. Why did I wait to enter the trade here? I don't know. I really don't. But anyway, I got in. It immediately reversed. You can see Flight Station gave us the exit, and I got out. It wasn't quite that bad, but 30 cents a share or 30 bucks a contract. Ouch. And it's not the loss, it's the amount, and it's the fact that it was the first trade. Then we kind of got back in our rhythm. There was a bear signal here. Remember, you got to clear the wicks. So here's the wicks. This was the candle that the trade was confirmed on, and this is the candle that I went in on. And I got out here. I was in it for about 3 minutes, and it was a phenomenal trade. Next one was kind of the same story. We got the bear signal. Remember, you have to clear the dot. The dots are down here. So the trade validated when it cleared the dot, and that's exactly when I went in with a nice drop and chop. Held it a little longer, thinking it might have more to drop, but still made some money there. Pretty decent trade. Then, what's next? Yep, then we had a long trade. Again, bull signal fired down here. We have to clear the dot. So that's right here. So the trade officially validated on this candle here, 1127. I entered at 1128. Don't know why. Still got in 3 bars, made money, good trade. Then this one, the bull signal triggered. You have to clear the dot. I'll put the line where the dot is. That's where it confirmed. That's where the chop dropped. That's where I entered. This is what I like to see. And this was indicative of the day. It kind of whipped us around a little bit. We had a few drawdowns, but it never really broke my entering level, not by much anyway. And then the chop dropped and boom, in I went. And that was a brand new bull signal too. So that was a pretty good trade. Then this one, yep, 1144. No, that's the one we just looked at. 1202, same idea. Bull signal fired. There are no dots. So when there are no dots, we have to clear this line. This trade validated here. The chop dropped. I did not go in because the chop actually went up a little bit from the previous candle. So I waited until the next candle where we had a meaningful drop in chop. And I was in and out of that one in the same candle. Great trade. Then this one, is that right? Yep, 1221. Got in here. We had the bull signal, and we had to clear the dot. There's the dot. The confirming candle was actually here. I got in here. I don't know why. A pretty good drop in chop. Maybe just the way I had my line drawn. Well, actually, I can pull this down a little bit and still cover the dot. So questionable, but it was better. I entered here, which is better than had I entered here. And then I wrote it. It pulled back, and I wrote it up again, got out here with a decent little profit. So that's that. Not terrible, but not great. And it really all came down to that one loss of 30 cents. And as you know, that one really couldn't have been avoided. It was a good signal. It was a good trade. It just went against me. And one thing you'll learn about, at least my philosophy, is you can't control what happens once you're in a trade, obviously. All you can do is control your entry and your exit. And so if you follow the system, which I keep showing you guys every day, half a dozen times every day or more, this system works almost 90% of the time. And if you follow that system and enter when you're supposed to and exit when you've taken a decent profit or you can see that it's tiring out, that's a great trade. Sometimes you enter on a great signal and it goes against you. So I controlled my entry. Now I got to control my exit. And as long as I get out, when I see that exit signal, I did everything right. I pat myself on the back and I say that was a good trade. The outcome sucked, but it was a good trade. Why? Because I did everything I was supposed to. That's you have to reward yourself and not beat yourself up. Okay, I think that's enough, guys. Reach out if I can help you. And if you want to watch this trade live, you're always welcome to do that. Love to see you there. Okay, bye.